Welcome to the Sports Desk. This is the Wednesday edition, Spolitics. I'm your host, as always, Matthew, and I'm here with Liam. Now, Liam, we've got some interesting topics up today.
Yes. We're first going to talk about how women are running the world with the Barty Party going absolute insane, the world number one.
Absolutely insane.
Got some AFL news as usual, NBA, the free agency starts soon. Talking about cricket, and just like the World Cup in soccer, I don't think it's coming home. Sorry, England.
No, I don't believe so. Even though it's currently at home.
Yeah, but it's only there for a little bit.
Only there for a little bit.
Oh, I can't wait. What I want is to beat England in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
And then sweep them in the Ashes.
That would be the dream, but the sad reality for England is I don't think they're going to get that close to the World Cup final. Like, I'm still rooting here for Bangladesh.
Oh, no, nothing more than Bangladesh. I think all Australians now want Bangladesh too.
Bangladesh or even Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's a long shot, but Bangladesh is like the dream team I want in there.
With Mal Meninga though,
Malinga is still going around. Like, I remember him from the Stars days. Like, I loved him in his slingshot action, getting like, was it 6 for 10 or whatever against the Scorchers. Absolutely legend. Anyway, into our first topic of today. The Aussies go out in the first round of the last 16 in the Women's World Cup. Sam Kerr scored 4 goals against Jamaica, but struggled come the penalty shootouts. What was our overall thoughts of their campaign?
Maybe we underrated Norway a bit.
Maybe, I think we did.
Because I think a lot of us thought, easy win, we'll go off and we'll play England in the quarterfinals. We could have played England. And
we could have, knocked out England. That could have been, the dream summer for us.
Isn't it funny, though? At the moment, so all the round of 16's done.
Mm-hmm.
All European teams, apart from one, which is the US, the team is probably going to win.
Yeah.
So, so you got China, Japan, and technically Australia in terms of Asian teams.
Yep. Well, they would be in the Asia Cup, so yes, definitely.
Cameroon, Nigeria. Cameroon, that's an interesting one.
Cameroon, yeah.
For the Africans.
Yep.
And Brazil for the South Americans.
Yeah.
And I hope I didn't forget another team because people get mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh, and Canada for North America. There you go. Canada won't get annoyed. They'll just apologise.
Gotta love Canadians.
But first I mentioned Cameroon, the spitting, the protesting.
Look, they've had some
interesting
World Cups in the past where I don't want to get into it, but they've had some interesting decisions made by their officials. So, Brazil, a dominant side, not able to progress through, which is a good change of breeze actually when it comes to soccer.
Spain gave US a one for their money, and it was only because of 2 penalties they got through.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of feels like a cheap victory then.
Yeah, they didn't win by 16-0, so I'm not sure if US were really trying.
They're really struggling after that.
They're really, they have not reached that heights again. Like, it's almost like, who were they playing? Well, Thailand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like Thailand wasn't that good of a side.
No.
No offence to any Thailand supporters out there.
But
quite
Australia,
like the country.
Australia, though, Norway scored in the 31st minute, then we scored in the 83rd to bring it into extra time.
Yep.
A VAR missed the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything negative about the referee, but...
No, you wouldn't do that.
But I think she needs to go to Specsavers, but that's just a personal opinion there.
I just think that's a helpful advice she might be giving out.
Just positive,
Yeah.
Compliment sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I see a problem, I want to help you.
But speaking about Specsavers, I think the Australian kickers also needed to go to Specsavers because they couldn't see the goal to save their life during the penalty
I'm not sure Specsavers, I just think they needed a bit more practice. Yeah. 4-1 wasn't a great result.
No.
And that.
And the biggest one, of course, was Sam Kerr.
Yeah.
Kicking it all the way out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best.
Yeah. And look, her brother Daniel Kerr came out during the week and said that she wanted to be a football star. I don't think that was the time to show the world you're kicking like that. Look. Yeah. Anyway, back into a more serious note, the Matildas, as disappointing as their campaign were, they're about 5th or 6th in the world, depending on when you look at it. I think they were 6th in the world.
Yeah.
I think naturally my perception of what would happen is they'll get towards the semis was the minimum of what I expected. So they did underachieve, but as a national soccer side, they've done better than what we've seen the men. So
it's not hard.
No, it's not hard. Like the thing with the men, and I watch a lot of the international stuff. They're always a good grinding type of side, but the thing with the Australians, when I've watched the Italy game, I watched highlights of the Brazil game, is that they were more clean, kind of one-touch teams. So they showed a lot of potential. I think they did underachieve. They should have got through to at least the semis versus England.
I think it's also the harsh reality of being rated.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially, especially Australia in general, I think this is probably the most the Matilda's been covered.
Yeah.
Like, I remember last World Cup when they defeated Brazil. It was probably the biggest I've ever heard of Matilda's.
Yeah, and there wasn't many recognition coming into that World Cup because thought, Matildas and that women's soccer, they're probably not as good as the men's, which isn't true at all. They're far superior. They've done stuff the men couldn't do.
Yeah, they were the first to win the Asian Cup out of both of them, and we only did it on home soil. Kind of takes away from it a bit.
It does take away from it. Excellent Asian Cup though.
Yeah, I think it's just that Australia being rated. If this was 2015, I think when the last World Cup was, no one would be talking about it. Wouldn't it be?
Was it 2015 or 16?
15.
Every 4 years. 15, yeah, every 4 years.
But yeah, I wouldn't be talked about as much as it is now. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but also fortunate. It means women's soccer going way beyond. Yeah, which is positive.
It's good they're getting the recognition they did. So overall, I think to recap, they didn't perform as well as they should have, and that Norway was always going to be a tough opponent, not in terms of their skill level, in terms of one of those opponents going to match well and going to push you, but you should get past. Sadly, they didn't get past. And we move on to another great.
Yeah, let's talk about successful people.
Yeah, more successful. They are all successful, more successful. I want to bring up.
Oh, so just one thing as well. I'll quickly bring it up. If you look at captains especially in soccer, they're a lot older.
Yes.
I know Sam Kerr is the best Australian soccer player.
Probably she is the captain.
Almost in history. In the history of Australian soccer, Sam Kerr would be up there, one of the best.
Yeah, she's like the Cahill of women's soccer right now.
But she's only 25.
Yeah.
And if you look at like Mark Milligan, the Socceroos captain, he's like 59. He is pretty old.
The correct age I'm going to get up to now.
He played in the 2010 World Cup. That's all I know.
Well, he played in the 06 World Cup as well.
He was on the team.
He's 33, so he's nearly 10 years old. Yeah, and he's probably his last run would be this year or next year, depending on what he decides.
But what I was looking at is that a lot of soccer captains are usually probably 27 to 30 odd.
Yeah, they're normally in their prime. They're normally well experienced, and they can lead by example. And
remove the 4 goals against Jamaica. She didn't have a fantastic campaign.
No. She did all right in the first game against Italy. She scored the penalty, and that she wasn't as clean up for the rest of the game. The Brazil game, I don't believe she scored in that.
No.
And the Jamaica game was an absolute brilliant game. But yeah, when the big moments came, she didn't show up this World Cup.
I'm just thinking, would she be better if she didn't have that added pressure at such a young age, being as good as she is? Yeah. Because not always the best player has to be captain.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure about the full list of the women's soccer, but I think there might be maybe a better person out there that could lead the team. Think of it like a backman's normally a great captain because they're good. They're a good person at setting up structure throughout the team. Well, she's more of a frontline scorer, which doesn't mean she's not a good leader. It means she's focusing on different areas of the game and looking at differently to what a defender might look at. And that's what Milligan's a midfield defender.
But I was also thinking as well, the captain before her, and I can't remember her name, but she's the same age. Yeah. And she was captain before Kerr as well, so she was younger. Yeah. But so I'm not... Oh, there you go. Steph Catley.
Steph Catley, yes.
Yeah, so she was a former captain. She captained the Asian Cup last year. Yeah. So, not my decision to make, but I'm just... Maybe something to look at.
Maybe.
I think let her be free for a few more years and then give her the captaincy.
Or, and look, we can always come back next week and be like, she scored 12 against somebody. We're like, we're totally wrong. But look, I think it's an interesting, good point we're making.
Now, who doesn't like a good party?
Barty party.
Oh, the Barty party. Is,
I was gutted.
Forget Hulkamaina. The Barty party's running wild.
A few weeks ago, I was sick, so I couldn't come in. I was gutted because we were talking about the Barty party. Because I remember I watched the not the final, but the game before the progress through. I was at the CG. I was watching Richmond Geelong, and then we decided we're going downstairs and they get some food, and they had the Barty final on, to get into the final, and it was such a great atmosphere. Now she's world number 1.
The first since Leighton Hewitt and the 5th overall.
5th overall, absolute legend.
Bit of an odd record since it was 1978 it started. Yeah. So not 1978, in the 70s. Yeah. So that means Margaret Court and Rod Laver would have been world number 1 in their day. So it's an iffy record, but you got John Newman, who for 8 weeks between June to July 1974. Mm-hmm. Evelyn Goolagong.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks, yeah.
Patrick Rafters.
Yeah, 1 week. It was one hell of a week for him.
It was intense. Yeah, Leighton Hewitt, 80 weeks.
Now that's a strong record.
And that was the last time Australian tennis were actually good.
And they're Ashley Barty, about 25 years she'll be holding it for.
Yeah, she'll be holding it forever.
She'll be holding it forever.
She's never going to let go of that. Surprised Sam Stosur was never world number one.
No, she won one Grand Slam, which was the US Open, but that was still when Serena Williams was at the top. Not that she's not now, and that, but yeah, I'm not too surprised by that. But I think she got to like top 4 maybe.
And if you're wondering about the other two major athletes that we're not talking about, it's probably because we don't know much about golf or surfing.
No, I'm not.
So Hannah Green won the LPGA.
LPGA majors.
And Sally Fitzgibbon is now the world number one in surfing.
I do know Sally Fitzgibbon actually. I have followed her before. She's an excellent surfer.
Yes, well, from the world number one. And so
is Geelong losing to Port a massive red flag, Liam?
Well, I think anyone who loses to Port, it's a red flag, to be honest.
I'm going to disagree on that point. Look,
I'm kidding. I like Port.
As we discussed before the show, Port and Free are very similar, and that they can be.
They are fine for that 8th spot.
Yeah, they're fine for the 8th spot. They can be exceptionally good against top 4 teams, or they can fall off and just look like a distant.
They could
either
beat Collingwood at MCG or lose the Gold Coast and Metricon Stadium. You know.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty spot on summary. Yeah.
But I think, and the loss of Port isn't the big deal. That's. The team they lost to is irrelevant. It's what it was. Like I think we both agreed Geelong was due for a loss.
Oh yeah, I was
that kick up the bum they need. Yeah.
Yeah, as a Geelong supporter, I was fine with it, as fine as you can be with a loss, because it could be a good wake up call.
And with
something
Collingwood
which we didn't have last
GWS
year.
and West Coast both away.
Yeah.
Kind of, that top spot's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Fun fact: if you do finish first, it'll be the longest since Essendon in 2000, like continuous run on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Which was a record previously held by Fremantle. So thanks for taking that from us.
Good old Freo.
Oh, but by the way, we didn't make the grand final that year, so
that was 15. 15?
Yeah.
15. Yes, 15.
But I think the fact that you lost again after a bye,
that's the real trouble.
And let's face it, the only win you had after a bye was a missed goal after the zone.
Yeah, look, I was at that game. That was an incredible game. That was the Hawthorn qualifying.
Well, you just love beating Hawthorn, don't you?
Nothing completes my year more than Hawthorn. That and North Melbourne, only because my brother goes for North Melbourne. Any other team we can lose to, and look, I can live with it. Hawthorn, like last year was a tough year. I got to say that. I was talking to my Geelong friend, and who brought up the interesting stat. We're 0-8 in regular season since 2012, and we're discussing it. And our biggest concern was come finals. Given if we finish top and we win first week and then get to the prelim, that's 2 games in a month. Even if we don't get there, we're not playing well after a bye. There's something about Geelong's system which they keep on adapting isn't quite working.
Well, I watched the 2 games on Saturday: the Freo Melbourne game and the Geelong. Early game. Funny enough, both our teams.
Yeah.
But Melbourne looked more refreshed after the bye, which helped them overcome Fremantle.
Yeah, and Geelong looked slow
and sluggish after the bye.
They didn't play particularly bad, but they looked very slow, which is their problem.
Played particularly bad.
Yeah, Hawkins wasn't that good.
First time in like 200 games, he didn't mark the ball.
Yeah, jeez, yeah. And his first time in about 6 weeks, he didn't kick 4 goals, which is end to a good run of football.
He ended the run of the most kick a goal in every game. He was the only player left.
Yeah.
But I think it's a big red flag in terms of after the bye.
Yeah.
But also, let's not forget that Geelong's only won 3 finals since your 2011 premiership.
That is another problem. That was a more of an MCG problem as well.
Oh, you won all 3 in the MCG.
Yeah, I know, but we lost about 6 of the MCG as well.
Well, you lost one at Gill Stadium.
Yeah. Let's move on for that.
No. I only say that because I've got a mate who goes for Geelong and he said the exact same thing. He goes, it's unfair. We don't get to play finals at Geelong. You did once.
Yeah.
How did that go for you?
Yeah. Look, I honestly think losing the games should be a benefit to show that we're not as dominant. If it can be an equally matched game.
If you play GWS in the first week of the finals, it'll probably be at Simmons or GMHBABC.
It may not, only for the reason that there's only 2 Victorian teams in the 8 currently. Richmond might get in, but they might not be hosting anything.
No.
So if it's 2 Victorians, Collingwood and Geelong will arguably be at the G.
I hate that. I know we're going way off topic here, but I still remember 2015 when Doggies got a home final.
Yeah.
And they only played 2 games at the G that year.
And they got it at the G against Adelaide.
Still dumb. It's a dumb rule.
It should be where obviously your home ground is. Like Geelong against the Giants should be at Geelong. If it's against Hawthorn, no argument. MCG.
ABCDEFG Stadium can be built to 50,000.
You forgot the Q and the T's.
Oh yeah,
just like proper pronunciations.
I live in Geelong and I drive past GMHBA Stadium all the time.
Does it look wonderful? Does it look like what it looked like in my dreams? Is sunny skies, white all around.
It looks like Hill running half the field and kicking a goal. That's what it looks like. So it looks good to me.
I will admit, it was a good goal. Pavlich played well as well.
Pavlich is sensational.
Pavlich, a legend.
Enough gushing about Pavlich.
Yeah. I could do that all day. Only one more point I want to make, and I was trying to get up on my phone before, but the internet's not as great in here. Geelong, post-bye, have played some tough sides. They played Port, they played Sydney in their good years. Hawthorn, I think, was 1 year. The worst side they played was the Bulldogs last year.
Didn't you lose the Gold Coast post-bye?
No, that would have been another week.
No, it was,
Or maybe the week before. But it wasn't post-bye. Our worst side we played, and they weren't that bad last year, Bulldogs. They played exceptionally well. Geelong were slow and sluggish again.
But you missed after the siren
After the siren as well. So they've all been close games, but Geelong has looked slow and sluggish, which is the problem.
We both agree you're going to smash Adelaide this week, right?
Oh, yeah. Friday night football.
Yeah, it's going to be like
I am watching.
40-point loss.
Next point is still of a Geelong point, but I think this is more of a point you wanted to...
I'm sticking up, and this is odd, because I know I will say this, I'll get off the bat. Gary Ablett's the greatest player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Maybe just in front of Zach Dawson.
Wait, off topic a little bit, if you had to pick 4 players right now to be in your Mount Rushmore, top of your head, from, let's say, 2000 onwards, who are the 4 players you put in your Mount Rushmore?
Goods. Simon Black.
Yep.
Gary Ablett.
Yep.
And Pavlich.
Okay, fair enough.
That's just bias.
I normally go Ablett, Franklin, Goods, and I think I went Judd. Judd was my 4.
Judd is maybe because after he's finished, he's the most boring human being in the history of the world. I've watched him on Footy Classified. I'm just like,
so personality is a strong thing for you.
Yeah, he's not. He's not an entertainer.
Yeah. All right.
But I don't know. I should have put Buddy as well. If I could put a 5th, I would put Buddy.
Yeah, I think Buddy's the most dominant centre-half forward we've had in the past 10, 20 years.
Oh, longer than that. He's
almost
on
that all, like goals. I think Brown's also up there. We can't. But Buddy's another level.
Just put Fev.
Look, Fev is an untapped talent. Anyway, back to the Gary Ablett. He was booed during the Port game. I was watching the game, but I wasn't watching it with sound.
Who was commentating Saturday? I think it was a good idea not to use sound.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was commentating on Saturday.
But I think personally, I just don't see why Port. Like the only team I get booing Gary Ablett is Hawthorn.
Yep, rival.
And Gold Coast. Yeah, that one fan in their stadium. Boo.
He's loud.
Yeah.
Don't go near him. Oh. It's feral.
So I get 2 teams, and I always, if you leave a club, the other clubs are allowed to boo you. That's been the rule for.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, some situations dictate other thing, but most of the time, that's understandable.
But what's the point of Port Adelaide fans? The first time I ever saw Gary Ablett get booed, it was actually Gold Coast, North Melbourne. Well, I know that type of clash makes your mouth water. But Ablett got booed in that game.
I did enjoy myself some Gold Coast, North Melbourne up at Metricon.
Oh, it's beautiful. Such a.
They were close clashes. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I ever saw him get booed. But now he's getting booed all the time. Dangerfield also got booed, but. I think people just got annoyed because his massive head, blocked the view.
And he's from Adelaide. Well,
yeah,
played Adelaide.
Yeah, but he played for Adelaide and he left Adelaide. I don't know why Port are booing him.
Some Adelaide fans might have transitioned. I don't know. And
I think that's a crime punishable by death in Adelaide, to be honest.
Our question we're bringing out there is that should it be is it something that they should keep going, or is it something that people should really move on from? Just
unless you have a valid reason to boo him.
Yep.
Don't boo him.
Yep.
That's simple as that. We'll go to 2 quick things as well before we go to another song.
Yep.
West Coast having a pretty poor season, to be honest.
Yeah, for their standards, I
feel like they're lucky to be where they are.
Yeah.
But I've worked out, I've done the maths, I've crunched the numbers, carried the one.
The numbers. You're always there. Always walk in on a Wednesday and be like, I've crunched numbers.
Yeah, the numbers that have been crunched.
Yeah.
West Coast probably going to finish top 4.
Yep.
And I feel like the top 4 is set. The 4 teams in the top 4 are going to stay away.
I'm going to quickly run through it for you. So we got Geelong, Collingwood, Giants, West Coast, and Adelaide 5th, Brisbane 6th, Port 7th, Freo 8th, and we both agree Richmond will jump in, who are 9th.
So
I love Richmond 9th, by the way. Off topic.
It's how it should be.
Back to you.
As Hannah said, it's perfect balance. West Coast will probably play at the MCG, judging by the ladder. And they have a good record against Collingwood, winning the last 4, and the next game's in Perth, so we'll say next 5.
Yep.
Including a grand final and 2 other games at the G. So they could win that, judging by history.
Yep.
Or they have Geelong post-bye.
Yep.
And hypothetically, they lose to Geelong. No, they lose to Collingwood.
Yep.
So they finish 3rd. They'll probably win in Perth.
Yep.
And then play Geelong at the G post-bye.
Yep. Which they now have a good record at.
Yeah. So either way, West Coast, if they play their cards right, they're in a good situation.
They are. They're doing the good thing, which is that they're not playing as well, but they're still getting some wins on the board.
Yeah.
Which is the important thing.
And you always got to be in it to win it, and they're in it.
Yeah.
And the last one is just a footage came out of 2 Brisbane supporters spitting on some St Kilda fans.
No.
Hey, Brisbane fans, I know you probably don't even know who Jonathan Brown is because you just jumped on the bandwagon. But the last time you made finals, I just started high school, and I'm in my 20s now. So maybe don't get too cocky.
Yeah.
Because, it might not be long until you start losing again, and you'll jump off the bandwagon and be like Fitzjoy and just go and die, really.
Strong statements. Strong statements.
They are a bunch of arrogant. They started being arrogant last year, Brisbane supporters.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, strong statement. Just to give you a quick recap of yesterday's news, we had a bit of an award season for the NBA. We had Giannis Antetokounmpo win the MVP for the first time, a player from Greece, and they've been in the system about 6 years. Defeated James Harden, who had a historic season, was a MVP from last year, and Paul George, who was a bit more making up the numbers, but also had a terrific season. And also to run through a bit of the other awards, we have Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, 2nd year in a row he's won it. Rookie of the Year was Luka Doncic, and that another foreign player for the US winning it. And that had a great season. 6th Man of the Year, 3-time winner Lou Williams. Coach of the Year was the Bucks' Mike Budenholzer. Most improved player was Pascal Siakam from Cameroon.
I'm not a fan of that award.
Not a fan of the award?
It's,
Most
hey,
improved player?
you used to be bad.
No, not really. I think
I know what it is, but it kind of sounds it.
It sounds it. But in the NBA, it's actually one of those awards which players actually hold high.
I've won the Most Improved Player of the Year award.
Twice.
2 different clubs.
Where? If it was the one club, it's like, you've improved, and then you've improved more. Liam, you're almost like a bench player.
Oh, I know.
Which sport was this for, though?
AFL.
AFL, okay, yeah. So you weren't jacking up threes back in your day.
I am the worst basketball player to ever play basketball.
I'm a good shooter, but I'm tiny, so it doesn't really work. So, I could be a great player, but I'm still tiny, so it doesn't quite work itself out.
Yeah, I'm terrible at basketball. Yeah. I think AFL should implement those awards, especially Defender of the Year. Defenders don't get enough love.
Yep.
And they're the most important players on the field.
Yep. I was looking at these awards and was like, where's the offensive player of the year? Then I forgot about the actual point winner gets the award for player of the year.
So you have the Coleman, you have the Brownlow, which is the midfield award, and then you have the defensive player of the year. Yeah. Which defenders need more love.
Yeah. Would you be interested in a 19th man award?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's a bit awkward because the interchange bench is that fluid that you don't really have someone on the bench.
Yeah, but it's like someone like Matt DeBoer from GWS, the 19th player.
Matt DeBoer, I even argue Atkins from Geelong.
Jared
Witts, and that may be...
Pretty much like the underrated player of the year.
Yeah, underrated player of the year. They could almost be at the most improved player.
I'm going to trademark that and send that idea to the AFL.
Yeah, just like something going, listen to this. We've got your next 15 years worked out of awards.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. 2 more awards I want to get through. The NBA Community Cares Award goes to Bradley Beal, and the headline moment of the year, which was a fantastic moment of the year, Derrick Rose. He got a 50-point game. Now,
that was massive.
If you don't know much about Derrick Rose, you may or may not. He did his ACL back in, I'm going to say, 2012, 2011, after winning the MVP as the youngest MVP ever. Was never really the same. He's hopped around for a bunch of different teams. He's now in Minnesota. He might look to go back to the Bulls next year if they accept him. He got a 50-point game, which was his highest game ever, points-wise, and it was a good kind of return to form for him. And early in the season, he looked like to win the 6th Man of the Year.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
And then we go to free agency, which is always juicy.
I love when it comes to football. I love free agency. I know there's a lot of debates about homesickness and whether it's good for the game, but in terms of news, I love it.
I love the news, and as much as it's going to hurt me as a free supporter, the Lachie Neale one is how it should have been.
Yeah.
A South Australian playing in Perth, moving to Queensland.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. not a crybaby wanting to go home to his mummy.
Yeah.
So that's how it should be, but it's not.
Yeah.
I think Tom Lynch is a good example of how it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But let's go to the NBA, which is also it's the NBA's fault for letting this stuff like this happen.
Yep.
I think super teams shouldn't happen, but they let it happen anyways.
Yeah, look, the thing is they have a salary cap, which is pretty much designed...
Quotation marks.
Yeah, a salary... So they have a soft cap, which, if you don't know, it basically means you can pay up to the limit, and then every kind of million over, it comes into luxury tax where it costs you more, but as owners, you can pay for it, so it becomes more like the soccer. But the idea of the salary cap is that they have max contracts, which is the most you can earn. So the idea is that if, for instance, if Kevin Durant played his whole year with... OKC, his majority of his career, they can offer him more on a 5-year contract than what Golden State can. However, you do find that a lot of players just want to go to the big market teams. Then you get the super teams like Miami, Golden State,
it's
and now
a weird
Lakers.
Weird thing, but it makes sense. I'm surprised Donald Trump never owned an NBA team.
Actually, yeah, that's an interesting point.
See what I mean? It's a bit weird, but it makes sense.
He's based in New York. The Knicks would be hard to own, but maybe Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, would have been New Jersey back in his day.
But yeah, it just makes sense. He's a businessman. A lot of businessmen own NBA teams.
Yeah.
But so we'll start off with Kyrie Irving, the Boston's most hated son.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. So he went from Cleveland, wanting to get his own team. Didn't like the shadow of LeBron and how the media kind of follows him. Got traded to Boston, who wasn't one of his preferred destinations. I will say that. But he looked enjoying it in the first year. Got injured. They did well without him, which was the big news. Yeah. And then he came back, and they weren't the same team. That the chemistry was off. Gordon Hayward wasn't the same player as he was before.
They were the favourites to win the East.
They were the favourites to win the East, and that which is a shame because Toronto was the.
But they're known for choking.
They're known for choking. That was the difference, and then the Bucks were won the most games this year, and that Toronto was second this time again. So
I've got him going to the Nets.
The Nets is the popular theory. It's the Nets, the Lakers are the second, but I don't believe he'll go to the Lakers. It's a wildcard option, and him and LeBron are on good terms, but the Nets is where he would likely go. And he's from Brooklyn. He grew up liking the Nets when he was younger.
Then you got KD. I've got him going to the Nets. I think the Knicks aren't getting anyone.
Nets. I say it's either the Knicks or the Clippers. I don't think the Nets are an option.
I've got Nets.
Like I like to be proven wrong and say the Nets do well, but I'm saying the Knicks.
Of course, AD's off to the Lakers already.
Yep, that's already traded.
Done. I think it's going to be interesting them losing Lonzo Ball though. That's
Yeah. It'd be interesting, but look, as the trade, if we want to break down the trade, and that AD is one of the top 5 players in the league on his best form. He averaged about 28 points per game. About 2 seasons ago, last season, he was in and out of injury and in and out of the team.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he disappointed when DeMarcus Cousins went to the Golden State Warriors?
He was, yeah.
Because he does pretty much the exact
the
same
thing
thing
is,
that Cousins
New Orleans, in basketball's standpoint, are a small market team. And DeMarcus Cousins, before he did his Achilles, was the best center in the league. Better than Joel Embiid, I'd say.
But then, I get it's funny. Same when Kevin Durant did the same thing. Yeah. When everyone went to like Miami and he wasn't happy about it, then did the exact same thing.
Durant went to Golden State, and then LeBron went to Miami.
Yeah, when LeBron went to Miami, he was like, he doesn't like this whole super team stuff, and then he joined the craze. Anthony Davis, after being disappointed with Cousins leaving, decided to do the exact same thing. Yeah, I think
LeBron, it's similar to... LeBron was more hyped as the best player in the league, went to Miami and kind of ditched Cleveland. Kevin Durant was different because he went to the Western Conference Finals, lost to...
The team,
lost to Golden State after being 3-1 up, and they were the 73-win team, and then he joined the super team. And it was a bit of everyone going like, come on, that's not right. And Anthony Davis going to LA, it's a bit different, but it's similar.
I still think LeBron to LA was a dumb move.
I think
the Lakers don't need LeBron, so the Lakers doesn't up LeBron, and LeBron doesn't up the Lakers in terms of public perception.
He went there more because he had interests outside of basketball. He wanted to focus on as well.
D'Angelo Russell, I think, is an interesting one.
D'Angelo Russell, that depends. If the Nets
depends on Irving.
If Nets gets Irving, they may keep D'Angelo as the second one, or they may dish him off, and I think Minnesota will pick him up.
Yeah, I've got Timberwolves as well.
Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler, are they going to stay with the 76ers, which as my team, I'd hope so, and I think he will, or he might get a pull to go either to the Clippers or the Lakers.
Yeah,
I think
Lakers.
Lakers a bit ahead, but I think he's staying in Philly.
Then you got DeMarcus Cousins, I think, will stay with the Warriors.
Yeah, I think it'd be smart for the Lakers to pick him up, but I think he's staying with the Warriors.
Klay Thompson, I've got staying.
Yeah, there's no way he's leaving. He's signing straight away.
Kawhi Leonard, I think he's staying.
Yep, I think he's staying.
But was it James that messages us saying that his kids have signed?
I saw the report. I'm not sure how accurate it is. And I also saw like different images of him with like moving boxes. We don't know what that could mean. He could be moving into his Toronto house.
Oh, I think he's going to stay now, even if it's just a 2-year deal instead of that 5-year deal.
Yeah, I think Toronto suits him well as personality. If not, he'd be going to the Clippers. Yeah, with the only other option.
Well, Clippers. There's a billboard in LA that has Leonard Clippers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of all these players going to the Lakers in general.
Because of
a super team. I don't like super teams.
Don't like super teams.
It destroys the fun.
Yeah.
I hate the fans. You know, I actually spoke to a Freo player. I met a Freo player, and he said
Did you say you met a Freo player?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought you meant a Freo fan. Anyway, go on.
No, they don't exist.
That was just like
no, trust me. If I saw a Freo fan, I'll go the other way. They are the worst people in the world.
No.
And he said he goes to the Lakers.
Yeah. Which
is weird because I remember his Instagram story last year when he was wearing all Cleveland stuff.
Bandwagoner.
Yeah. I just hate NBA fans to do that. The only reason I go for the Celtics is because I'm Irish.
That makes sense. I'm Irish as well, but I like Philly.
Yeah. But I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's a leprechaun, so I would go for them.
Yeah. I relate to that.
Yeah.
In that. One more player I want to get through. Chris Paul. Do you think he'll stay with the Rockets, or do you think he'll be moving on?
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
But he's got a big contract though, and he's old.
The thing is, unless he goes to a Lakers and they take a risk on him, he's good for the next 2 years. Become his third year of his contract. He's about $40 million they owe him, which is too much for a player of his standards.
That's an interesting one.
He's the same age or maybe a year younger than LeBron. And LeBron's a bit more consistent. He tends to be more healthier.
I'm a bit worried about LeBron as well. I'm a bit worried about LeBron.
With his health?
Yeah.
I think, given what I've watched, Father Time does catch up. Given what I've watched with LeBron, I think he'll be all right for 2 more seasons. Then he'll dip off.
Even average LeBron's better than most players, but still.
Yeah. Even 80% of Kevin Durant post Achilles would be better than most players.
I don't even know Kevin Durant can get 80% though.
I think he can. We'll see. Anyway.
England
stumbled over their foot last night.
Oh God, they spilt their cup of tea and they're gone.
Yeah, they're looking very dangerous of missing the quarterfinals or the last 4 of the cricket to Bangladesh, which would be an interesting turnaround.
Oh, I think every Australian wants Bangladesh to win.
I so much want Bangladesh to win.
And I remember telling you this story earlier on, and I had a mate who's Norwegian, and during the World Cup last year, he said he's supporting England. Yeah. And I remember telling him that I'm not, and he goes, why? He goes, you're Australian, you should be supporting England. I go, no. The complete opposite.
No, look, son, that's not what happens here.
We don't do that here.
Oh, young, innocent child.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not how things go.
Not at all.
No.
It was a great win. Aaron Finch got a century.
Yep.
Warner and Smith got booed. Mm-hmm. But those who laugh last laugh the loudest or the hardest or whatever it is.
Yep.
But the best one is this tweet by Kevin Peterson.
Yeah. Do you want to give us a bit of a read out?
I'm going to read it. Bangladesh got 333 versus Australia yesterday, which means England will get over 400 against them, therefore cancelling out their chances. Australia should just hop on Qantas already and go prep for the Ashes. 1, why would we go back to Australia and then come back?
Yeah, 2 notes. 1, the Ashes are in Australia. So in England. So yeah. Another note.
Why would we head back home?
Note. They lost to Bangladesh that game, which was funny. Yeah.
And also that's highly disrespectful for Bangladesh.
Yeah.
They played their absolute arse off and to get so close as they did.
Yeah. Bangladesh won. Did they? No, they didn't win. They didn't win.
But we got a high score and they almost got us.
Yeah.
So disrespect for the Bangladesh, Mr. Peterson.
Yeah.
And then 2, maths wasn't my best, but I'm pretty sure 221 isn't 400.
No, I don't think so. And also, interesting, didn't finish the inning. So I'm gonna quickly go through the results and the runs and all that. So Australia was 7 for 285 after 50 overs. Aaron Finch scored 100 of 116 balls. Warner got 53 of 61. And the other notable knocks were both Steve Smith and Alex Carey getting 38 runs. The wickets went to Wokes. Archer, Wood, Stokes, and Ali all got 1. And then come the Australians' times. For bowling, James Vince got a duck. Ben Stokes was their pioneer was 89. He got 27 was the second highest from Johnny Bairstow. And the wickets went to Jason Beredorf with 5 wickets, Stark with 4, and the other wicket went to Stoinis.
He's a big unit. Can't play at the moment, but big unit.
Big unit. Well, he's on a roll.
Marwin is also a big unit now. Like he's
but he's with age. So let's all remember that.
He's toying on the park.
Another thing I want to bring up: South Africa had a poor tournament, and after refusing to let AB de Villiers play for reasons which we don't have to get into, and that they said they'll be fine without him. And they also
say dumb things.
He hasn't played international cricket, so I don't mind them saying that. The rule was in the last 12 months you got to at least play one-day cricket with us before being selected for the World Cup. Didn't do that, so he missed the chance. So it wasn't really much of a selection.
We all make dumb decisions in our life.
Yeah. Anyway, so they haven't been doing so well. They're second last on the ladder, only above Afghanistan, who have been disappointing.
Smoky for the 4th seed.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I thought they'd win a couple of games. They haven't won any, which is very disappointing.
But they gave India one for their money, which is good.
Yeah.
But Bangladesh. I was going to say if they're non-result class would have been interesting, but the non-result was against New Zealand.
Yeah.
Who are undefeated, again, very underrated.
Yeah. I told you before the show, I'm going to say it now. Right now, my prediction for the final is New Zealand-India. I think they're the best two sides. And Australia, I reckon, is a close third into replacing New Zealand in that spot, depending on how the draw goes.
Is it first versus fourth, second versus third?
Naturally shouldn't be.
I think if we play New Zealand in the semi-finals, then we'll make it through. But if we play India, well, then we're screwed.
No. If we play India, we'll give a fighting effort. We'll give a fighting effort, but India's too strong.
Let's just say India's won the tournament. They're going to win.
We'll see what happens. You said West Indies.
It's theirs to lose.
You said West Indies a few weeks ago have won it. I know India's a much better side.
I said they were smoky.
We'll see. I'm not ready to give the trophy up yet, but I'm saying they are the favourites.
And let's just all hope that England doesn't make it.
Yeah. It would be really good. Another topic I want to quickly get you through your opinion on. Back to AFL, back to our local sport. Alan Richardson, he's had a fantastic first few weeks of the season with St Kilda. St Kilda's dropped off form. There being talks about will he survive as the coach. If you were a St Kilda board member, what would you do, and what do you think will happen?
I'll relocate the team, but that's a personal opinion.
Personal opinion. Coach, I want you to vision just about the coach. Tunnel vision, just
which is
coach.
Weird that I'm going to say this. I actually agree with Wayne Carey, which is a first for me. I feel like, what did St Kilda think they're going to happen? You think they're going to win the flag?
Yeah.
They're technically still in finals contention. I know they lost to Brisbane.
Yes, they're currently 11th.
Yeah. They had great
maths goes well. Yep.
Yep. They had great wins against Hawthorn and Melbourne.
Yeah.
They've lost Joe Geary for pretty much most of the year.
Their captain.
Paddy McCartan hasn't played a game. Mm-hmm. Max King's now out for the year, so you won't even get the debut. Hanbury's been out. Carlisle's been out.
Hanbury's back, which is good for him.
Yeah, he's back now, same with Carlisle. They had to play a different ruckman, who's now their best ruckman.
Yep, Marshall, yep.
Yep. And yet he's under pressure.
Yeah.
I know Carlton, Essendon, and that have history of being very strict on their coaches. Yeah. But Richard, I just think it's absolutely stiff.
St Kilda supporters are very interesting people, and they're almost like the caliber of Carlton in Essendon without the success. And I naturally think if I was the board member, I'd stick them on. If this was their form right now, as this was the entire year, it's hard to argue it. But given they had such a fantastic first few weeks of the year, you can't sack him after that. He's done enough.
What did you have in pre-season?
I had him about 17th, 18th.
Yeah,
I think I had him about 18th.
I had him last.
Actually, no, I think Gold Coast was 18th, about 17th, 16th.
I had Gold Coast ahead just.
Okay.
But everyone looks at Gold Coast season, who's won 3 games, and I agree, Gold Coast season so far has been a win.
Yeah.
They've been in a lot of games. I think they should have bet St Kilda twice and should have bet Melbourne.
Yep.
And they had a good win against Fremantle, who were in top 8 contention.
Yep.
And a good win against Doggies, who, God, Doggies are weird.
Yeah.
They could be a top 8 team or could be bottom 4.
They're still one of those difficult matchups.
Yeah. But you look at that season and say it's a win. But St Kilda, who's had more injuries to more key players.
Yep.
Dylan Robertson, leadership group, hasn't played because of his heart.
Yeah.
Geary's been out the side pretty much ever since the Melbourne game.
Yep.
Carlisle's played his first game back. Hanbury hasn't played. So it's all fell on Seb Ross, who will assume is the captain next year.
Yep.
Josh Bruce is in form. Membry's in form. Dean Kent was a good pickup.
Yep.
And then you got the back line. You got Josh Battle, who surprisingly hasn't been nominated for a Rising Star yet.
Yeah, he's battling away. Yes, I made the joke. Yeah. Look, yeah, I agree. Like they have had some troubling weeks. The Brisbane game last week wasn't that great. I think the week before
they just beat Gold Coast.
And then the week before that, just to quickly, they had a bye.
Oh, and let's be realistic. If Gold Coast was a better side, they would have put them away in the first quarter.
Yeah. They had a bad loss to Port. They've had some difficult weeks. Not going to lie, but they've done enough in the first half of the year for me to say that Richardson has to stay. They've got a good process going. And the only other coach that can come in that I can argue that's a better coach, and we don't know because we don't know how his system will work with the players, is Brett Ratton, which is at the club. But there's no other better option out there.
But also, I think they're in danger of doing what Brisbane did when they sacked Voss.
Yeah.
Because I think they thought they were going to get Paul Roos, didn't get Paul Roos, and then had to go to Lepage. Yep. And that was terrible. Mm-hmm. So they've got to. I think they should keep him, whereas they're in danger of getting worse.
Yep. Anyway, so we've reached the end of the show today. Thank you for listening in. Our podcast will be on our socials later today. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on the Sports Desk and the Sin page as well. We've got other shows throughout the week. We've got our Sports Desk shows on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have schools on there, I believe, after the show today. And check out our other fantastic shows and enjoy your lovely day.
Premium.
And enjoy your day.